in.
Sure. Okay.
Yes.
But education is a big thing, especially the childhood education.
Absolutely.
That's what you've been involved in.
Yes.
And goodness knows that's where we are. Daycare, everything. You know, we were talking earlier, folks.
Can I correct you on that?
Sure.
That we want to make sure that it's child care and not daycare. We don't take care of days, just like we don't sit on babies.
I told her she could correct me as we went along. Honey, I hope you're listening to this because you're going to get a kick out of this interview. Okay, child care.
Yes,
okay, I'm sorry.
you. That's all right.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sure I'll be corrected again. But at any rate, it's a joy being up here.
Yeah.
I understand. And, but you know, when we were back in our day, so to speak, and we're roughly the same. You and your husband, me and my wife, same situation. Y'all had 3 children, we had 2.
Found out we were on the same street.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that amazing? Good old Sageville Drive. But child care, $35, $45 a week. I don't know. What was the highest you could ever remember? It got to per child. I don't even remember.
I don't remember either. I do know that it was expensive, and when I had my second child, I did choose not to go back to work because I had both of them were under public school age, and the salary that I was making, and my husband did not account for us paying for child care.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but today, a year's worth of child care costs more than a year of education.
That's unbelievable.
Education.
Yep. That's really that's just unbelievable.
Yeah. So, and it doesn't cover the cost for the child care in many instances.
Oh no.
Right. And the people that are working there, most of them are women, and the wages that they make are not a living wage.
Right.
And so they generally have a second job as well.
I mean, you know, but kind of, even after school care got ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. After school care is very expensive as well.
I mean, even the schools cashed in on that, and they had kids they weren't paying anything for labor. They had the YMCA kids or whoever coming out, the Boys and Girls Club.
$5 or $10 a week.
Yeah. You know, and so.
And now it's 50 or more.
Everything had a dollar attached to it. Well, it still does, I'm sure.
Yes.
You know. So, folks, you've got an idea of what we're going to be talking about. When did you decide to do this seriously? When did you
to run?
Yeah, to run.
Probably 2-3 months ago. I've been very involved in politics for most of my life. Really got involved a few years ago when I felt like things were really going in the wrong direction. And so I really became engaged in civic organizations with the Democratic Party, the Rutherford County Women's Group.
Okay.
And I am on the executive committee for Rutherford County Democratic Party. And Kelly Hill, who is my manager, coach,
sure.
She's the one that really said, you really should run. You need to do this. So, talked to my husband, and he was like,
I'm sure
if that's really what you want to do. But he said, I thought you were retiring.
No, you'll find it. No, I'm sure we'll, you know, it's you know, it's a crazy time in politics right now.
Very much so.
It's topsy-turvy.
But like everything in life, I feel like we have more in common than we have that's not.
We do when you boil it all down. Yeah, when you boil it all down to gravy.
And that's what we need to start focusing on is where do we meet in the middle, and how do we work together to support children, to support families, to support our communities, our businesses. Early childhood education, families, they are the backbone of our economy. And so we have to make sure that we are providing the best resources for them at that early age so that they can be successful.
You played a key role here in the development and expansion of the Tennessee's volunteer pre-K program
That's right.
in all 136 school districts, providing 18,000 children with access to high-quality, easy learning classrooms.
Right.
And for the last 10 years, you've been in Middle Tennessee State.
Yep. So, and again, my work at the Department of Education, I was a civil servant, right? My job was to support the state of Tennessee.
Sure, right.
Mm-hmm. When I came out in there in 2001, there was a pilot program that served around 600 children, and under Phil Bredesen and Lana Sievers, who was the Commissioner of Education, Jan Bushing, bless her soul, passed away, but we worked together, worked hard to develop the legislation for the voluntary pre-K program. And over 3 years, we grew the program from that 600 to over 18,000 children being served every year.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get to know Connie a little bit better, and you are hopefully going to know her better, too, in just a minute.
Yeah.
But if we could kick this off for right now, Connor.
Yep.
Yes, for right now, my name is Edwin Lee Raymer, and yes, I'm still a private investigator. Welcome aboard.
This is the Edwin Lee Raymer Show with your host, Ed Raymer, on your Good Neighbor station, News Radio, WGNS.
That is a little rock and roll to kick you off tonight. This is Edwin Lee Raymer Show. I'm your host, Ed Raymer. This show is produced at the studios of WGNS AM 1450, 100.5, 101.9 FM right here in the heart of the great volunteer state. And you can reach us tonight with your questions, comments, or your thoughts. And you can reach Connie at 615-893-1450. That's 615-893-1450. Now, you can also send us a text to that number, and our producer will be glad to read it over the air for you, or hand it to me or Connie one, and we'll read it ourselves. If you're a little too high or too shy and don't want to go on the air, we certainly understand. Now, how do you find us? Of course, you can find us on the good old-fashioned radio. And for you youngsters that don't understand, there is a rectangular device probably in the dash of your car somewhere that has some knobs on it. If you'll press it, you'll get to hear sounds that come out of it. Sometimes it's music, sometimes it's a guy like me talking, whatever. At 1450 AM, 100.5 FM, 101.9, or okay, you can find us live right now. We're on YouTube Live. I take it we are right now. Facebook Live right now. Number of different ways. My wife listens on Alexa. And she doesn't watch me. She sees enough of me at the house, so you can listen on Alexa. And also, you can download the WGNS app. Take WGNS with you wherever you go. Listen whenever you wish. Listen to Jason Qualls. He's got good financial advice for you. Angela Bingham and Angie Marie. Angie Marie or Angie Renee? Andrew Renee, sorry, I get that wrong every week. Just left here a while ago, always doing a great job. Great guest. Feeding people, doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, taking care of people, and you can't write people like that off. Listen to their show. They're here every Sunday night at 6 o'clock with Simplicity. Take a listen to them. And check them out on Facebook, because our numbers are growing, both of our areas, and on that Sunday night broadcast, 6 and 8. Now, you can find here, Once Upon a Page in 2026, a book and story convention, and local authors, narrators, vendors. This is April 18th and 19th at the Smyrna Event Center, 100 Sam Ridley Parkway down in Smyrna. Now, this year's event brings together writers of all genres, from fantasy, romance, poetry, children's literature, for a weekend packed with author signings, panel discussions, giveaways, a lot of fun. And it was sold out last year, and I expect it will be this year. You can get tickets from thespinebookshop.com. That's thespinebookshop.com. Okay? And you can check that out, and please do so. And Lindsay Schultz, I support her in that, and because she buys and sells books. And not everything is on your phone or on a computer. Some people do still enjoy sitting down with a good old-fashioned book. Okay.
Can I share about Lindsay?
Please, go right ahead.
So Lindsay opened up her bookstore, the Spine Bookshop,
Right.
to me for signing to become a candidate here. And then Lindsay and I actually went this past week up to Vanderbilt for a conversation with Ibram X. Kendi, who wrote about being an anti-racist, and it was moderated by Representative Jones.
Lindsay is very passionate about what she does.
Awesome, yeah.
She is an amazing person. I'm going to tell you right now. She
speaks her mind, and I love that.
I don't have a problem with it at all. No, not at all.
And the people coming in and out of there were very friendly and very supportive of her and the bookshop, and got lots of great things. So I'm from Smyrna as well.
Right.
I encourage people to go there.
She's a wonderful person, and we've had her on several times here.
Yes.
And will again, I hope. And I'll tell you what, Connor, let's give Connie maximum yield of our time tonight if we can. Let's go to our first series of breaks, and then we'll come back after that, and we'll talk for a while, okay? Right now, you're listening to... Excuse me, the Edwin Raymer Show right here on WGNS, and I want you to come back, stay with us. Connie's with us. We're going to talk to her. She's running for House District 49.
49, yes,
49.
Sir. Yes.
And, Connie's going to be here with us for the balance of the hour. Miss Casha, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
We'll be back with you right after this. Stay with us.
Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. If you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219, or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. They've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays, of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it.
And we are back. Connie Cash is with us, and she's from Tennessee House District 49. You've called Smyrna home for 40 years.
Yes, I have.
Been a bunch of changes down in Smyrna in 40 years. On Almaville Road especially.
Oh, my gosh, Almaville Road and Sam Ridley.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. It's just unbelievable. And it's amazing how everything is just sort of run together.
Right, right.
I'm telling you. But with that
the roads
comes families.
Right.
I've told this story a number of times. I was headed somewhere one afternoon, and one of our school buses stopped and let off kids at one of our apartment complexes. Mm-hmm. Connie, I never seen so many kids getting off a bus in my life. He must have dropped at least a fourth to a third of the kids that were on there.
Okay.
I said, this is just one stop at one complex here at 3:30 in the afternoon, whatever it was. And we've got a bunch of other buses that are running right now, and this goes on, and it is getting, I don't want to say it's getting worse. It's growing.
It is definitely
every
growing.
day.
Yeah,
You know.
so when we moved here, there was one high school, Smyrna High School.
Well, Smyrna, but now
Right.
you had Riverdale and Oakland here.
In Oakland and Blackman, you got Laverne, you
Yep.
got Stewart's Creek, you got Riverdale, you've got
Everywhere.
Oak. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got all
every
of them.
place.
So
yes,
it is a
we
different
are
world.
growing very
Yeah.
fast. Yes.
And which growth can be good, but we're finding out handling it
right.
is a whole different story.
Yes.
Now we get down to you and your candidacy and what this job
Right.
that you're seeking is all about.
Yes.
Is there money there that we don't see that could be utilized for other means, in your opinion?
In my opinion, yes. So I feel like our legislators are spending money on more negative things versus positive
Sure.
changes. And
Oh,
so instead of spending money on immigration
Yeah, I know.
laws in terms of, who is an immigrant and who's not in our public schools,
Sure.
and the amount of money that's costing to set up a system in order to track that and whether or not that's even legal.
I know.
Right, and so we're looking at spending a lot of money on something.
And that's what I'm saying.
not
I
gonna
didn't
support
want any of
us.
our teachers to be immigration officials.
Right,
That's
exactly.
not their job.
Right, not any more than
And-
being the police officer with a gun in the classroom.
Right. And I look back over that when that issue came out. I think that's pretty well been.
Right.
The teachers have, thank goodness to you teachers, have pretty well said, "Hey, thanks, but no thanks. We don't.
Exactly.
We don't need any weapons. We're fine."
Right.
But, I thought about that. I said, what are we coming to here? What are we doing?
We could be spending that money in the
Yeah.
classrooms for the resources needed,
Sure.
essential things that are needed for children.
Right.
Same thing with certificate or not certificates. What am I thinking? Scholarships.
Scholarship,
for
sure.
private schools.
Sure.
Right?
I know. Yeah, you're giving all that money.
Let's put that money in the public schools.
I know.
That's why
You
we have public schools.
I know. And I went
Right.
back over I look back over my entire life in public school. Mm-hmm. I had one, maybe two teachers, men, that I would have trusted with a firearm because they were hunters.
Right. Right.
Well, one was more of a hunter. The other was more of a sportsman. He just liked shoot play targets, things like that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Neither one ex-military or serviceman, nothing like that. They were just men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would have trusted him. He could have carried one in, and I wouldn't have thought a thing about it. Of course, we're back in the day, me and you, where we went to school at a little country school, West Hopkins High School in Western Kentucky. We went to school every morning, and the kids rolled up, and boys pulled up and had their pickup trucks and had a rifle rack in the back and had a rifle hanging in it.
Right.
And got out of the truck and went to school and left the window down on the truck.
Yep, not today.
Nobody thought anything about it, because
Yes.
the kid was either going shooting after school or some of the kids were going to go, go hunting if there was a hunting. Dove hunting was coming in or whatever the case might be.
Right.
Might have had a shotgun or whatever. And the teachers, oh, man, that's a good, hey, bring that shotgun here. I want to see that. I mean, it's a whole different world today.
Very much different. Yes.
And
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no sense beating at that horse. There's no sense in that
Right.
because, times like that are not coming back, I'm afraid. But with this money issue, I just feel like there is money.
Yeah, I feel like we're spending money on the negative things rather
Sure.
than on things that can help support
Yeah.
what's happening.
And
in
just
our
because it's there,
communities.
we don't need to waste it.
Right. No,
mean,
and we don't need to keep a rainy day fund that's going to be there for 100 years.
Yeah,
We
right.
have rainy days right now in
Sure.
some of our areas.
Sure.
So let's use the money for that
Sure.
today. Yes.
I mean, and I just wonder, if you got a top area that you think, what would you do? You're representative. Next week you're going in. What do you think?
yeah.
Where you want to start? If you could, magically, because it's easier said than done.
Yeah, so again, I think looking at the impact of the cost of childcare for families is a big issue, and it's connected to our economic stability
Sure it is.
for our community, for our state. And so helping raise awareness to the importance or the value of an early start and helping parents and families. You know, when I was a new parent, newly married, I made the least amount of money.
Sure.
But we have larger costs when we're young and have those children and have to pay for childcare.
Sure.
Right?
You sure do. Yeah.
And then trying to balance family with being an employee and working.
Right.
And so looking at ways that we can help employers understand and value their employees and their need to support their families.
Sure.
I was sharing with you earlier that Smyrna Ready Mix opened up a child care center at their new facility.
This is something I did not know. No one has said anything about this. Yeah.
And it's been fabulous for the employees at Smyrna Ready Mix. I'm hoping they took advantage of the federal 45F. I'm sorry, it's EF 45. It's a tax credit federal legislation for employer child care.
Really?
So that they can get a tax credit if they work, either have child care on site or work with a child care facility to provide child care for their employees. So it's a win-win for both organizations, for the family as well as for the business. If our employees aren't happy.
Well, and here's the thing: the resources and the funding and the legislation is there.
Right.
We've just looked away from it.
Right, and that's that's what I was in a recent meeting talking about the need to make sure that businesses are aware of this opportunity.
Sure.
And
I was not. I have no one's told me anything about it.
So we're not really sure if businesses are really aware, and if there is somebody that's helping them then look at, well, where could I go for childcare?
Sure.
I know Nissan was concerned they don't have a space on their premises, that they're worried about the safety of the children or the noise levels and things like that.
Yeah.
And so it could be somebody next door, a facility, child care facility.
Nissan's got a lot of space out there.
Yes.
Come on.
Well, I would think
they
the right
do.
person hasn't talked to them yet. So when I get in there, maybe it'll be me to go talk to them.
Okay, yeah, I am. Yeah. Well, I do happen to know they've got a lot of space out there.
Right.
Okay.
And it's like Smyrna Ready Mix. I think, they just, when they built their facility, they included plans for a child care center there.
And that is going to grow, no doubt.
Yes, I'm sure it will.
But as their company grows, because Smyrna Ready Mix is not
huge.
They're a huge contributor to this county.
Right. Yeah, they
they're everywhere,
all over the country, and I think internationally as well.
They are. Yeah, I think they're a bigger part of another. They're part of another conglomerate now. Yeah. Do we have a caller? I'm sorry, caller. We're going to go ahead and put you on. Caller, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Mr. Raymer, Ms. Cash, how y'all doing today?
Hello, is this Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff, how you doing today?
Doing good. Jeff, do you have a question for Connie?
Yeah, I just had a question. I just want to ask you a couple of things I want to ask you. Well, there's one thing I want to ask you. Your opponent has a bill. There's a shortage of bus drivers in the state as far as several different counties and things. So they upped the drivers, the age to, I believe it's 25.
23, I think.
Okay, he wants to lower it to 21. But what I want to ask you is this. I know you saw this last weekend. There was a bus incident. There was a middle school students from Clarksville. They were going to a competition in West Tennessee in Jackson. Okay, there was an accident. It was them, another truck, and a dump truck was hit. Yeah. We got in an accident. I'm sure everybody saw this on the news.
Tragedy.
There was like 25 students, and I believe there was 5 teachers on that bus. There was a couple other people in the other vehicles, and another person in the truck. Well, it killed 2 of the middle school students. Killed 2 of them.
Yep.
And the reason why they raised it at first, because several years ago, was in Chattanooga, there was this guy that he had I can't remember if he was drunk, whether he was, and there were several more kids got killed then, and they upped the age to, I can't remember what the age was, then they upped when they said 23, I thought it was 25. He wants to lower it to 21. So I wanted to ask you, what do you think about that? Because I know you had kids of school age and everything, and kids, and he says we're the most restrictive in the world, United States, as far as a bus driver. If I had Evan Lee's had kids, about this. If Evan Lee's got kids, he knows about this. If you have kids and put them on a bus, I want them to be as restricted as they can be. I don't want to be right down to the T, right down to what they do if they don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I've heard some stories about like people driving certain vehicles and they're illegal and they can't even read the sign.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I see where you're going.
I want to ask you about the age on the bus drivers. What you think about that? I enjoy y'all's show. Thank you,
Jeff. Thank you so much. What do you think about that? And that has been, and Mike did work on that some, and I don't know where it stands right now.
I'm not sure where it stands either. I do know that it was there. And I don't think it's a good idea to lower the age for school bus drivers.
Yeah, I think if anything, you might want to consider raising it.
And a couple of years ago, there was also some, I don't remember if it was federal or if it was state. I almost want to say it was federal. They were looking, well, maybe it was state, looking at lowering the age for truck drivers as well.
Right.
And I'm thinking that's not good.
Yeah,
because 18-year-olds don't make the best judgments sometimes.
Sure. I mean, life experiences teach you.
Right. I mean, I still have trouble sometimes.
Oh yeah, I don't know. And that's another thing.
Driving.
Is it required to have you have to have a CDL to drive a bus?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Or a bus.
All right.
Yes. You do have to have a special license for driving, but
CDL clearance. Okay.
Yeah, and so it's similar to the system, the tiered system we have for new drivers. The 15-year-olds, you get a permit, 16 you get your license, but you can't have but one other teenager in the car with you.
Right.
And again, I've got grandchildren that are just learning to drive. And, talking about that, I said, nobody wants you to ever have a wreck where one or more people die.
Sure.
And for you then to feel guilty for the rest of your life.
Sure.
Because of something.
Exactly right.
Right. That was an accident. So, yeah, I feel bad for those families.
Oh, yeah.
You know, bless.
And that driver, too.
And the driver, yes, everything. That's a tough.
That's tough. Yeah, it's a tough predicament to be in.
Yes, most definitely.
Jeff, thank you for the call. That's a very good point. I had not even thought about that. That's a very valid point. Something Mike is working on. I think trying to do something one way or the other about it. At least it's in the spotlight, so to speak. I'm
gonna have to look that one up.
I would have to. Yeah, I would. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. That's Jeff for you. He'll pull stuff out of the closet you'd forgot was even in there. But
that was good.
Money, public education.
Yes.
When we were in Smyrna, well, we had started down in Laverne, really, and not long, but we were in Smyrna, ready to have children, and had our son, and where do we want to go to school? Well, we didn't want to be in Nashville. It's just such a bigger environment. Right. Now, I don't mean it disrespect to Nashville school system. I don't mean that at all. But I mean, it's just a different world.
Right.
We wanted to stay here in Rutherford County, and
we've got pretty good schools here in Rutherford County.
And so many people.
Absolutely.
I don't know how many people I have heard. Right here on this station, right here on this radio show, morning, noon, and night. Well, what brought you here? Well, we've got kids, and we looked at the public schools, and we like your school systems. I don't know how many times I've heard that canned answer, and they mean it, because that's the first thing a lot of parents look at. Well, what were the schools like? Best in the country. And now it seems like every other thing they're talking about is, we've got a thing up for a charter school. We'd like to look. What is this all about? What? Connie, take us through. This. What's going on here? Take us through this.
So, charter schools are a little different from the voucher system.
Sure.
And I have heard people say, even school districts say, that having a good charter school has been beneficial to their county school district because they've had they can relieve the overcrowding in the public schools per se. So charter schools are still public schools to an extent, right? And so, but the voucher system is taking money from public schools and giving it to families to attend a private school.
Right.
Right. And so we're pulling money out of public school. And I've also heard recently that some families are getting, or this past year, got those vouchers, went to the private school and were like, this is not
what they expected, and they pulled them back out, and now the money's left
and
there.
the money's gone.
And I must take my hats off to Joe Carr.
Right.
This was in the newspaper.
Right.
Where's our county's money at?
Right.
He said that,
Yeah.
What about the taxpayers of this county?
Right.
And that's true.
Yes.
What is supposed? It seems like we don't do much thinking down the road anymore.
Well, there seems to be a secrecy of some sort in terms of those.
You think so?
Yeah.
Surely not.
As in terms of who's getting those vouchers, and why they're getting them. And,
right.
I had also heard recently it's not the children that are having troubles in the schools. It's the families.
Sure.
The families are struggling, and when they struggle, their children struggling.
Well, and it's not all it's made up to be.
Right.
When you have children, children are a huge responsibility.
Absolutely.
Whether you're rich, poor, whatever.
Exactly. Yes.
I have maintained here, and now this is not one of your topics, I noticed, but I'm sure it's come up across your plate from time to time. I want, and this is a county issue, we're in my own county, I want free breakfast, free lunch, and a free snack for every child in this county.
Right.
We've got it. Don't say we don't.
Right.
We've got that money.
And that is another
somewhere.
That's another great point, that in terms of where is the money being spent, or why isn't it being spent to help families out?
Right.
Absolutely. And we keep giving money back or not keeping money for free lunches or for summer lunches.
I've asked this question before. I'm going to ask you, do you know, because I had a good friend, he's on Facebook, and he's a reasonable guy. He's the real deal, okay?
Right. Okay.
He's not one of these, what do you call them, stalkers or whatever. He's a great guy, okay? And I'd come up, I said, I want a free lunch, free breakfast, and a snack in the afternoon for every kid in Rutherford County, regardless of socioeconomic background.
Right.
I want it.
Right.
Well, Ed, that would cost, and somebody crunched the numbers, that'd cost us $16 million for every kid in this county. Okay, right. I say, no, it would not. Because my argument is this. We're probably paying half of it already. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Yes.
We're probably, Connie, paying more than that. Do you know it was $16 million, so say it would be $7 or $8 million to feed the rest of them, as we stand right now with the numbers being what they are. Okay, that's rudimentary figures. Okay, I understand, But have you ever done any number crunching on that you or anyone else that you know of?
I have not at this time.
Okay.
But it is definitely something to look at.
Right.
And I do know last year.
And I don't mean to throw you a curveball, because that wasn't in your bio at all.
And if I don't know, I don't know. So
sure. No, it's fine.
Free lunch or access to food is a part of quality health care.
Sure.
Quality support for families. Last year, the Department of Human Services, the federal department, re-looked at every state's funding formulas. So we have what's called Child Care Development Block Grant. And Tennessee lost. They didn't lose the money. The money was reallocated across all the states.
I'm sure it was.
And we lost lots of money. We lost money that supported our early childhood education program that helped train teachers who are working in the child care programs. Because just like I go to a CPA to do my taxes. I'm not, and I am the early childhood expert, but the families that bring their children to our center generally are not. So they depend on us to be able to teach them or to help them understand child development. So why wouldn't we want to be educated just like the CPA is educated? So that we could share with those programs. To
at least have a basic understanding of what of what track you're running on.
And again, it's not babysitting. Right? We're educators. And to an extent, we're brain engineers. Because the first 3 years of life, those experiences that children have shape and form the connections that are made in the brain. They're hardwiring the brain. And so get good experiences, you're going to make and strengthen positive connections.
And in addition to that, it takes good food, good formula, good milk, good habits. Even at age 1 or 2.
Food, clothing, and shelter.
Food, clothing, shelter. So
before you can do anything else, and then relationships.
So it's just a thing that really gnaws at me that a child,
go hungry.
Can't eat simply because their parents don't have any money. I don't like that. I was, thank goodness, thank the good Lord. Hey, you remember, come on. I started school. I think our lunch in West Broadway School in Madisonville, Kentucky was like a quarter. Okay, those days are gone. That's not going to happen. And then a few years back, 12, 15 years ago, I saw one of the news magazines did a show on the lunch programs in some of these schools, and I don't remember which one it was. But they had, as it turned out, all the county commissioners had a brother-in-law that owned either a Taco Bell or a McDonald's or a Wendy's or a Hardee's or whatever the case might be. And guess where they had a setup at? All the pizzas were set up right there. Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Pizzas delivered by the truckload.
Not today.
But I mean, what I'm saying, that's not necessarily good nutrition either.
No, exactly.
There's nothing wrong with apples, oranges, and bananas, and occasionally a good old bologna sandwich doesn't hurt anything. But man, some of the best pizza I ever ate in my life was made by those ladies in the lunchroom. I would give $100 for one of those pizzas right now. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I mean, they were delicious. And those rolls those ladies made, man.
Well, they're educated. They go to school to know the best nutrition and how to best support.
And it's the cheapest food. Oh, the cheapest food in any stores in the produce aisle. And it's the best food for you. Well,
and it's a balanced meal. They make sure that you get your vegetables, your meat, your protein, your bread,
you get your milk and you're younger then and all that. But I'm telling you that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take your time.
No, that's okay, because again, it's part of education. We have to look at their health, physical health, their mental health. We've got the biggest crisis in mental health issues in children than we've ever had. And I'm not really sure why. I think a big piece of it, I personally feel a big piece of it is social media. And the access that children have. But again, in our public schools, teachers are being asked to be the teacher, the mental health consultant, the health consultant. Everything, rather than focusing on being an educator.
I want to ask you something. I'm going to throw you a curveball. Okay? In Murray County, recently, if you follow, and I'm going to give you a few minutes, we'll talk about it during the break, because I'm going to have Connor take us to our last break. In Murray County. They've got a water problem.
Okay.
Water bills are getting ready to double or maybe even triple up
Yeah.
there. Lack of planning, something that should have been taken care of, should have been looked after 25 years ago.
Right.
Anything you can see right now that you're not told about, or something that they think you haven't been told about, that you already know about, that we need to be looking at? And not necessarily water, but because right here in Middleton, right here in Rutherford County, we look pretty good, but you never know what next week holds.
That's true. And our issue is the landfill. Right. Yeah. So, so climate change, I'm not sure if that's a big part of the Murray County issue, but it's real. We need to.
It's something we're going to have to deal with.
We have to look at the science.
Now, what's that? Science?
Science, yes.
What is that?
Have you ever heard of that? Critical thinking.
Not coming out of Washington. No, I don't. I figured they knew what everybody. I figured they knew everything up there. But anyway, okay, science. Look that up, honey. I want to talk about that when I get home.
Okay.
It's been. I agree.
Yes. Yeah.
Science is real, folks. Don't get scared when you look at the numbers and see the pictures. It is real. We're going to go to our last break. Connor's going to be good enough to take us to that. If you would, Connor, please do that. We'll be back with you in a couple minutes.
Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. If you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged followed, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. They've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays, of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. If you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged followed, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. They've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays, of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it.
Careful when you delete. This is Soundbites, and I'm Alan Davidson. Let's say you have a photo you want to delete from your phone. Then you should keep something in mind that most people don't realize. On a phone, deleted or hidden may not mean gone. So on iPhones, those photos go to albums marked hidden or recently deleted. And it's easy for someone who has access to your phone to find and see them. But there's an easy way to be sure those unwanted pictures don't reappear when you least expect them. Just go to your settings screen and select Photos. Scroll down and you'll see the option to turn on Face or Touch ID. Slide that switch to On, and now nobody but you can see those things you'd rather keep private. And your lock will stay in place until you decide to remove it. With Soundbites, I'm Alan Davidson for CBS News.
I'm Larry Magid with the Connect Safely report. 2 recent jury verdicts were bad news for both Google and Meta. In a New Mexico case, a jury found that Meta did not do enough to protect children from sexual exploitation. In another, in Los Angeles, a jury found that both Meta and Google used algorithms that encourage young people to stay online longer. These verdicts reflect growing concern about social media and America's youth. But the reality is nuanced. Social media can expose young people to risks, including harassment, harmful content, exposure to predators, and unhealthy pressure to stay constantly engaged. But it can also help them connect with friends, learn new things, express themselves, and find supportive communities. More at connectsafely.org/radio. With the Connect Safely report, I'm Larry Magid for CBS News.
We are back. Bear with me, folks. Found out one day we're going to run out of water. We just will get out of here then.
Maybe not in our lifetime.
Connie Cash, thank you. Candidate for District 49. You've never held public office before?
I've never held public office. No.
Have you ever run before?
I have ran for, and I have won. President of the Tennessee State Association for Children's Early Education.
Okay, all right.
And I am also currently an officer that I ran for a representative for our regional group called the Southern Early Childhood Association.
So you are somewhat familiar with this you've had a taste of it, but not at this, not in this area.
And when I worked for the state, I went up to the legislator and spoke. Helped build the legislation for the voluntary pre-K program. That went into law back in 2001. Right. So I'm familiar with the process of how. I'm just a bill.
Yeah, I'm just a bill. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's one part of me that gets me too. These bills that are passed. You know, you talk about saving money. Yeah. People don't realize the cost it takes to just get this presented.
Correct.
And then the bill winds up in a committee and sits there from now on.
Right. That happens too. But the way we're going to make changes is through getting people out to vote.
We've got to.
Right.
Talk about it a while.
Right.
What are you doing?
And so I'm wanting and trying to help people understand that their vote does matter.
Yes.
This is a democracy. Our forefathers, women, worked really hard to get us the right to vote.
Sure did.
And
That's right.
so if it was that important, then we should be getting out there and voting.
Sure.
Far too many times when we don't vote,
right.
Just a few people vote, and then what they want is who's going to be leading us.
I saw a news section this morning, and it was a fact. And I'm going to say this because you're talking here to a couple of Democrats here. Let me tell you, and it was a Republican that said it's a fact, man. If we can get fewer voters, we'll win the election. The Republicans, they knew they would, because these people don't have any friends. They don't.
Yeah.
They really don't. Their social life's pretty well. I mean, anybody thinks like those people do. I mean, and I don't know how many people I want to just grab and say, this is not a presidential election.
Right.
And someone mentioned, and I'm going to look at this week, the number of elections that have been won by less than 2 or 3 votes across this nation.
And I have to say, I voted one year. It's been several years, but I didn't know either the candidates.
Sure.
And so I didn't vote for either candidate.
Right. Okay.
And one of them won by 1 vote.
Unbelievable.
So it's possible
you could have
that I could have deadlocked
you could have
it
deadlocked
or put them
sure.
over by 2, right?
Unbelievable.
And so
something?
our vote does matter.
Yes, it does.
And it's collective, right? This is a democracy. It's a collective impact.
Right.
And so what we want to make sure that our leaders are going to support
and adhere to
as a whole.
And adhere
Correct.
to. Right.
And why would we want to give up our power? Because when we don't
know.
When we don't vote, we give up our power.
I don't know.
I want to be in charge.
I know. Yeah.
Right?
And somewhere I listened to a man speak, and Michael Moore brought his attention to me in the movie Sicko.
Right.
Tony Benn was the legislature over there.
Okay.
And he said, what's happened in recent years, now this is several years ago, about 20 years ago, Sicko, the movie he did,
right.
Health Insurance Crisis.
Uh-huh.
And he said, what has happened? He said, we have here in Parliament, or you have there in your representatives, the thing has been switched around. Instead of the candidate, having, in our case, 200-something thousand employers, we've become, you're going to work for me now. And he said, how this happened is just,
right.
It happens so easily that it gets turned around and said, the whole truth of the matter is the people in Washington, people in Parliament, in his case, they work for us.
Right. That's why I said, as a civil servant,
yeah,
I'm working for the people.
Well, and that's what I said.
Right.
When, who was it, the senator got thrown out of the meeting in California, Padilla? Got thrown out by that bunch of thugs out there. I said, wait a minute. He's out of California. I've got family that lives in California, right. But that's one of my senators right there.
Okay. Yeah.
And you throw him to the ground like that with that disrespect?
Right.
What in the world would you do to a voter?
Right.
I mean, this man is entrusted with hundreds of thousands of lives, millions in their case, in case California.
California, yeah.
For goodness sakes, man.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where we lost this at.
We've lost the respect, yeah.
Yeah.
And because we talk about it, lets us know that it's an important issue.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So that's a big piece of it.
We've got about 3 minutes left. We're going to wrap it up. Tell us what you want to do. Go ahead. You've got some notes there.
Yeah.
Please.
So, again, I want to work across the aisles. I want to collaborate. I'm a collaborator. I want to make sure, as I said, early education is the most important piece for families, the foundation, and it's the impact for our economic success down the road.
Sure.
So they're very intertwined. So we want to make sure that everybody is getting their needs met.
Sure.
Right? So that we're not all stressed out and not fighting. We need to find the common ground. We need to help educate our employers recognize and understand their role in supporting families, their employees, and taking care of their children, because then they can be better employees.
Right. Sure.
So they can focus, if they know their child's in a good place and it's not taking every dime that they're making to work for that employer, that they can do their job.
You know, it's a proven fact that anyone that is your constituency that is a healthy and energetic and you know, somewhat making money, surviving constituent, they're much harder to deal with.
Right.
So we don't, keeping people cowed down
Right.
is one way of keeping control. It is.
You're probably very true. So I also go back to, of course, Jesse Jackson passed away this last month or so. But somebody pulled up his I Am Somebody.
That's right. I saw that.
Yes.
I saw it.
And so he did it on Sesame Street. I don't know if you saw that.
I'm sure I did, but years ago.
But just the power behind that is that everybody is somebody. And I have a really good friend that also talks about we all have a voice and we all have something important to say. And so we need to share our voice. We need to listen to others. So I'll be having some town hall meetings in the next couple of months, putting that out. Got my Facebook page out there.
We're going to be looking for them. Connie Cashew, you're running for Tennessee House District 49.
Make sure you're registered to vote.
Register to vote. Please make sure you have not been purged from the polls.
That's the other.
Please check it. It's a bit of a responsibility. It's not that hard to do. You can do it online. If you get someone to get you online, you can find out.
Go vote TN.
Go vote TN. That's exactly right. And till next Sunday at 6 o'clock, Edwin Lee Raymer here. Ed Raymer for the Edwin Lee Raymer Show. Connie, you're welcome back here anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Till next Sunday at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I'll catch you down the road. Good night.